Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. We are in group 3. We presenting about culture influence trees behavior. Okay, I will introduce about our group member. First, I am Nur Halidah binti Zahiman. Second is Siti Nur Sakinah binti Sa'ad. Third is Surya binti Abu Bakar. Fourth is Nur Ashira binti Jamil. And last but not least, Karinisha binti Ahmad. Okay, now let's proceed to our first presenter, which is Karinisha. We're presenting about introduction. Okay, characteristic of culture influence, we're presenting by Miss Hashira. She will tell us about culture is learned behavior, share, dynamic, change, pattern behavior, and culture based on symbol and language. Miss Surya will be presenting about the Malaysian core value and marketing implications. In this topic, she present about the criteria when selecting the specific core value and achievement and success. Okay, next presenter will be Sakina. She will presenting about cultural differences in tourist behavior.
First, what is culture? Culture is a society personality that is formed by knowledge, religion, law, and some other factors that give a society its distinctive flavor. Culture consists of three elements, that is belief, value, and custom. Culture also can be divided into two types, that is internal mental culture and external material culture. Okay, now let we continue with characteristic of culture influence on tourist behavior. Okay, there is 6 characteristic of culture influence. There is learn behavior, share, dynamic, change, pattern behavior, and lastly, symbol and language. Culture is learned behavior. Culture is the learning from society through life, consequently or unconsequently, that will influence directly or indirectly on individual. Okay, next, culture is shared. Culture is something can be shared to everyone and have a link together between society and tourists. Okay, culture is dynamic. It was considered there is no culture remain on the permanent state. Culture is change. In modern urban life, people have to change by influence of modern era. Okay, next, culture is the pattern behavior. It's commonly, people can be according to the pattern currently. Okay, lastly, culture based on symbol and language. It is communication process to identify action, attitude, and behavior of the people.
Malaysian society.
First, consisting of a variety of subcultures, each of which interprets and responds to society basic beliefs and values in its own specific way.
Second, dynamic society that has undergone almost constant change in response to the development of new technology.
And the last, the existence of contradictory values in Malaysian society is somewhat confusing.
The criteria required to identify core value. First, the core value must be pervasive.
A significant portion of the Malaysian people must accept the value and use it as a guide for their attitudes and actions.
Second, the value must be enduring. The specific value must have influenced the action and relation people over the extended period of time.
And for the last, the value must be consumer related. The specific value must provide insight that help us to understand the consumption action of Malaysian people.
Hi, Sakina. We continue about the cultural difference in tourist behavior. Culture is ever changing to adapt and to reflect the dynamic of the society as well as the maintain harmony which is the society. Culture is influence to the values and lifestyle of individual. As a multi-racial countries, mostly Malay, Chinese and Indians, Baba and Nyonya and other people live together in the various races. This is interesting when the people live together in the culture with different lifestyle, ceremony, events. Next, Islam is the official religion of Malaysia. Freedom of religion is guaranteed truth in the country include Buddhists, Christians and Hindus. The rapid growth of Malaysia's economy in the last few decades has transformed the consumption power of all Malaysia. Malaysia is interactive for increased revenue of tourist industry. This aspect contribute the development in nutrition, the effect racial unity in Malaysia. The exotic Malaysian cuisine offer customer with the existing range of the flavor, culinary style and luminous gastronomic adventure. Malaysian cuisines mainly comprise the dishes of the three major ethnic groups. Malaysian food is the accepted to post the identity and perhaps to reflect the culture in the nation as well the attract tourists in and influence the subsequent evaluate and social intention.
Okay, we can conclude that culture is an important part of our life. However, it is unclear how culture influences people as a tourist. Some people believe that globalization will erase cultural differences and promote consumer similarity. To be successful for international tourist industry, marketers and managers have to learn and understand that culture can influence the tourist behavior. Malaysia is a relatively small country. The rich fabric of its multi-ethnicity community represents a large of populations in Asia. Following this path, it was sought to identify the dimensions of tourist behavior that will be more susceptible to cultural influence. There is several important attributes influence tourist motivation, which is known the characteristic of the culture. And Malaysia core value, learning different cultures. Marketers and managers must be understanding of the existing culture as well as the changing cultures of the country where the goods are to be marketed. They must think the globally and beyond to the future to make sure the tourist satisfaction is increased and will be fulfilled. Thank you.